Hey there, my friend. My name is Hugo Fernandez, founder of Just Digital Inc. and author of the Client Acquisition Blueprint. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about marketing and managing your business during the coronavirus pandemic and what is most certainly going to be one of the toughest economic climates that we faced in our entire lifetime. And so this video is going to be two parts. Number one is our experience, our story on how this affected us, because we're a small business. There's 10 of us on the team, and we also serve small businesses across different sizes, different industries as well. And the second part of this is some of the breakthroughs or thought-provoking questions that we were asking ourselves while this was going on, while this is still going on, to try to figure out what our next best move is going to be. So the second part of this video is how you can come out ahead when all of this is over. And in some cases, we're seeing businesses and industries doing really well when all of this is happening because they're delivering real value to their customers, and they're lucky enough to be in an industry that wasn't forced to shut down. So I'm going to start off this video with kind of what happened the first week. It was probably mid-March, March 16th, I believe was that week. And when we were all forced to stay home. Right now is towards the end of April. So it took me a while to put out a video and send out an email to our general audience regarding this. One, because we were trying to figure out what do we do, and two, you probably got inundated with COVID-19 emails and everybody trying to get your attention. And it really frustrated me seeing every single marketer doing the same thing with coronavirus headlines and watch this webinar, buy this product, here's all the answers to your problems. And it was just becoming like so overwhelming when most small businesses were just trying to figure out what's going to happen. Do I need to shut down? Do I need to lay people off? How long is this going to, all these questions and uncertainty. And so A, we were dealing with that, and B, I didn't want to just add more noise to the marketplace, because to be honest, the last thing that a lot of people thought about was your business, or in this case, our business. And for our clients, what we did was we proactively reached out to them and touched base with them to see what their plans were, how they wanted to proceed. Obviously, we're a digital marketing agency, an advertising agency. So our goal is to get all of our clients to continue advertising, because we believe that that's the best way to drive new customers, new leads, and sales. And so that didn't change, but we were also mindful of the challenges that people were having. So for example, we had home services businesses who couldn't go into people's homes and deliver the service because they were non-essential business, such as different non-essential home service type products and services. People weren't calling them to come into the home, and also they were forced to shut down. So they went from spending $50,000, $60,000 a month, $20,000, $30,000, or even $5,000 a month to zero. And if they had kept advertising, it wouldn't have done much good, because they weren't allowed to go to people's houses. If you were a restaurant, you'd have to pivot your marketing and your advertising dollars. So we had a lot of those conversations with businesses on a case-by-case basis to see what they wanted to do moving forward. In some cases, depending on the business, we actually started advertising more. We increased our advertising budget. We increased what we were spending on content production and pushing out content to their audiences, because we saw an increase in the amount of content that people were consuming. So a simple example is Netflix beat their new subscriber count. They had 16 million new subscribers last quarter because people were at home subscribing to Netflix and watching content. So depending on the industry, that we were participating in that. In other cases, their revenues got cut in half overnight, and then slowly 80-90% cuts. So it did affect a lot of businesses. So that's what we did. We started having these one-on-one conversations with our clients, and we didn't want to contribute a lot to the noise. So one takeaway from that is be really, really cognizant of what's going on, and it's not a one-size-fit-all. A lot of businesses just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and shoving their products down people's throats when people don't want to tune it out, and they're doing more harm than they are good. Now, there are times where you do want to keep pushing because your audience actually genuinely needs your product, and so in those cases, that's on a case-by-case basis, but what we decided to do was take care of our existing clients and worry about everything else later. So one of the things that happened was it forced us to focus on the essential value that we were providing to our clients. And our value is being a partner for them, being a sounding board for them, providing service and quality, high-level service to our clients. And so we had to focus every resource we had on that and cut off a lot of other things. And that was how we dealt with it initially. Unfortunately, though, the first week when we were forced to stay home, or maybe a day or two before we were forced to stay home, I got really sick, and I had probably one of the worst colds that I've had in a long time. And so till this day, I don't know if it was corona or not. Fortunately, I couldn't get a test because I wasn't bad enough to need a respirator or a ventilator, and so I was fine. A week later, I was back up. I was working. I was taking care of our clients. But that put things into perspective for me, that this was not something that I could just will my way through and power through it and make things happen as an entrepreneur mindset has, right? So it prioritized, obviously, my health, my family, and all the intangible things for me, and it put things into perspective. But it also made me realize that a lot of the stuff that we were doing in business or that we were trying to do wasn't a part of our core business. So I started cutting off a lot of things, as I said earlier, that weren't essential. And I only focused on the essential stuff so that we could continue moving forward. Fortunately for us, we were in a really, really blessed position where we've been a fully remote company since 2012 or probably 2015. Where we have systems set up, all of our teams are set up virtually, our clients are across the nation, and so we were really, really well set up for that. Even still, we were still rattled, right? And also from a financial position, we were still able to, I looked at our finances and I said, okay, if we lose half of our revenue, we can still be okay. I'll need to cut down. I'll need to make some changes, but I won't need to let anybody go. So we put ourselves in a position where we had enough cash reserves and enough cash flow to be able to take care of them. So that's just a little bit about our story and what happened with us the first probably 2 weeks and how we decided to approach this. So now for the second part on, as we were going through all these conversations with business owners and internally with my team, here are a few things that we decided to do and that I recommend our clients do and businesses do. And the first and foremost thing is to ask yourself, why do people buy from me? Why are people giving us money? Why are people trusting us with their hard-earned dollars? What value are they getting? Because they're not trading their money for the product or service that you're delivering. There's a whole nother level of things that they get from the transaction, whether that's peace of mind, whether that's security, whether that's trust, that is whatever the case may be. There's all these intangible reasons why people buy that product or service. Because let's face it, if you're a dentist, they can go to a ton of other dentists, but they're probably going to you for a very specific reason. And so what we started asking ourselves was, why do people do business with us? And there's two reasons why people, at least for Just Digital, why they hire us. Number one is they want results. They want measurable progress and they want real results for their business. And so if we were advertising for the client and we were not able to get results because the world shut down, like that just doesn't make sense for them to keep working with us, right? The second reason though that came to us was for the level of service that we provide to these clients, right? Because in our industry, it's really easy to not hear from people. And so we started, again, proactively reaching out to our clients, and we're not perfect, but we're trying to do a even better job of delivering exceptional service. The benefit of that is our clients are happier and they leave us online reviews. When they leave us online reviews, other people learn about us and they reach out, and that fuels our marketing, right? So if we're running paid advertising, people see our ad and they see our reviews. They do research about us. They're like, these guys are legit. They're trustworthy. They have amazing customer reviews, customer satisfaction, and they reach out, right? So by the time they reach out to us, they already know a little bit about us, and they trust us based on what they see online. So we double down on our strengths, right? How do we get people results, and how do we get them great service? So it's going to be different for you and for your business. But the question you should ask yourself is, why do people buy from us? And make an exhaustive list, as many things as you can think of why people buy from you. And a lot of the times you'll start seeing that you're saying the same thing in different ways. Once you figure out what that is, you can work on improving your product and your service. Here's one thing that I realized, depending again on the industry that you're in, is your value as a business didn't just disappear overnight because of coronavirus. You still have value to bring to the marketplace. Your products and your services, people still want them. It might be harder for them to know that you exist. It might be harder for them to justify pulling out their wallets and giving you money. But if you're super clear on why they pull out their wallets and give you money, then you can start marketing to that. You can start focusing all your energy on, how do I make that more apparent, and how do I make my products and services the only logical choice to that customer, right? And you start working on your marketing, on your products and your services centered around that, your core strength. If your business has to pivot temporarily, fine. But if your business completely got shut down because of coronavirus, that probably means you had some more fundamental business problems, right? And that sounds a little bit harsh, but there's probably opportunities that you missed 5 years ago that are now becoming very apparent. So if a simple example is a restaurant didn't want to do online ordering and there were resistance to that, well, coronavirus shutting them down, and now they're trying to get on online ordering. It's not that it's too late, but they should have done that 3, 4, 5 years ago and started implementing that, because now they would be in a great position to capitalize on that. So I'm seeing all this coronavirus pandemic is doing is it's accelerating trends and it's magnifying things, good and bad, right? The bad companies are really messing up and making some bad decisions, but that's because of their core values. That's because of who they've been all this time, that now they're being exposed. So your small business is nimble enough where you get to decide, how do I want to be? And also do some of that work to figure out why people buy from you. And the second tip that I have for you is, there's in marketing and advertising, there's really two ways to get your customers' attention. Number one is paid advertising. Number two is organic through SEO, social media, content, videos, newsletters. Okay, so we always do a mix of both. We have some paid advertising going, and we have organic methods going through SEO and content like this, like what you're watching. So when you're facing a tough economic challenge or a pandemic in this case, you're forced to make decisions on where you want to allocate your budget to, whether it's paid or organic. Now, if your business is still benefiting from paid, which a lot of our clients are still running paid advertising because they can still deliver service, professional services, content, coaches, consultants, things like that, and even our services, we're still running paid ads. The other thing that for us was really magnified was, how do we get more creative? What creative methods and free methods can we use to communicate with our audience? For one of our account managers started sending personal videos. He just shot a quick 30-second video saying, hey, I'm just thinking about you. Hope you make it well. Hope you're doing okay. And he created a little script for himself, and he sent that to every single person that he's contacted in the last 6 months. And he started getting some responses. Some people just said, hey, really nice video. And so that was a creative way to reach out to each individual person and just let them know, hey, we're thinking about you. No ask, just saying, we really wish you the best, sending you lots of great energy, lots of just good thoughts. And if there's anything we can do, let us know. And I don't think he even said that. The point of this is he was just reaching out to clients and non-clients, anybody who interacted with us, and sending them a quick video. So that's an example of creatively going out there and approaching the marketplace and trying to get the message across that you're there, right? And so creativity and resourcefulness are going to be two resources. I don't know if they're resources, but two things that you need to start implementing into your marketing. If you were just paying advertising dollars and we're paying attention to what was going on, now is the time to go look at the ad copy, the messaging, tweaking those things. How do I get more from what I'm already doing? If you were sending out emails, how do I improve my headlines? How do I improve my content? How do I write videos that are more engaging? Looking at the analytics and putting in more time and creativity and resourcefulness and outside of the box thinking so that you can maximize what you're currently doing. Because what we're seeing is ad prices, a lot of businesses cut off their advertising, big companies cut off their advertising budget. And so therefore ad costs are starting to go down in some industries. And so you can if you keep your ad budget at where it's at, and you keep your creative output where it's at, and you go back and revisit everything and you become more creative in what you're saying and what you're trying, your ad budget can literally double. Your marketing budget can literally double just by making these tweaks, because now things are cheaper and you're making improvements and your competition is jumping ship and trying to preserve, right? So it took us a while to get there for all of our clients and for us as well. But we've been fortunate where we're still getting leads for, again, our business and obviously our clients' businesses. And it's never been more important for digital marketing, for a solid digital marketing plan, a solid digital marketing team and strategy so that you can get your business moving forward. I hope you found this video helpful. It was a little bit longer than I thought, but I hope you got some good nuggets and you also got some perspective from us and from how we're able to handle this situation. Leave me a comments below. Let me know how your business is adapting, changing, pivoting, not changing. I really, really want to hear from you and from other business owners, because right now we need businesses to restart this economy, to give people hope, to reinvigorate our society and create something for us to look forward to. I started my entrepreneurial journey on one simple premise, and that is I believe entrepreneurs are wired to solve problems. If we can help entrepreneurs succeed, we can solve a lot of the problems in the world. And right now we need entrepreneurs, leaders, business owners to step up and lead the charge. So leave me a comment below. Let's get a dialogue started, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more awesome videos.